Well, I wake up in the morning, I feel the way I did when I was 19 or 20. Then I try to move. The reality comes home to me. But I can go out on the bay, I can harvest. There's always something there that brings me close to nature. Whether it's just the way I'm put together or what, I don't know. I like to tinker, I like to build things and fool with stuff, so that keeps me going.
I hope that the bay will always stay the way it is. I love looking out on it every morning, and I especially like the evenings to look out and see the sunsets. It's gorgeous.
It's just all so much fun, I can't quite stop. We had a farm, we had a sawmill, we had a crew working in the woods, trucks running on the highways, a wood chipping company, we had a store. It was quite hard on the head most of the time. But 7 fires in 6 months tore down the empire I was trying to build. Not all things are the right thing for a person, and I guess maybe those fires were what was needed to set me on this track. Well, the family had been involved in oysters right from the very beginning. Alexander McFarland had the vision, got the lease, invited his family, the McNabbs, in to operate it for him, and the McNabbs dragged my great-great-grandfather in. And that chest there is my great-great-grandfather's. It's his tool chest. He worked in the United States until he made enough money to come back to Canada. He got paid in gold. He bought the farm where he lived from Alexander McNabb. So the McNabbs and the Purdys tied up pretty close together right through. As I was working at other things and running in circles, cackling like a rooster with its head half chopped off, I needed something to relax. And I always thought if you were going to relax, it'd be a good idea to make money while you were doing it. So I started out with a license to recreationally fish oysters. Then I had the opportunity to move that to a commercial license. Started doing that just as a hobby because it relaxed me. So, this is generally where I sit. And occasionally I put my feet up on it. And I don't think my great-great-grandfather would mind at all. After I got the oysters growing here, I needed to come up with a way of harvesting a lot of them. I did a real good job of growing them, but I couldn't make money harvesting them. I had to hire too many people and wages were too high. I found this particular design over in England. The guy that designed it and we became good friends, and I built this one 25 years ago. It's still growing. It needs, it's on its way out now. This will be the last year for this particular conveyor and harvester. You have a sled that slides along the bottom, a hose that brings water from the water pump down. So your water comes out on an angle, hits the bottom, causes a turbulence which moves the oysters and the shellfish back to a collection head and onto a flat wire belt chain, and that just brings it up to the surface. Oyster farming is like a lot of things. It can be as simple as you want to make it. To make it simple, you work in harmony with nature. It's so gentle that it doesn't kill anything that's down there. Soft-bodied worms doesn't kill them. Anything that's too small is going right back over.
I do just about everything except for the actual harvesting. But we do a lot of the cleaning, sorting, selling, basically anything that goes on in the plant, Rachel and I do. I enjoy the freedom of having our own business and working with our daughter. I really enjoy working with Rachel. It's very fulfilling feeling that she's going to be taking over and working with us. I guess our personalities click together. She's pleasant and fun to work with.
My dream was always to circumnavigate the globe. Then all of a sudden, after I get the boat and I start working on it, well, how long is this going to take me? Well, 4 or 5 years. And then I think about all the grandchildren I have, and I count them as 9 and 1 great-granddaughter. And I'm really going to lose touch with them over 5 years. So I decided that probably that dream was one that wasn't going to happen. So that's on the back burner for my next life when I come around the next time, if it works that way. If not, I'm going to finish it up. It's going to be passed on to one of my children. Hopefully they'll appreciate it and use it in the local waters as a floating cottage. If they don't like them neighbors, they can move. I have 2 sailboats now. I need 1 more because I have 3 daughters, so one will get passed on to each. Anyway, Rachel's daughter, Samara, my oldest granddaughter, came in along with Patrick, my oldest grandson, and Patrick said, "Grampy, we have a problem." And he said, "Well, we know Aunt Rachel's going to take over for you, but how are we going to know who's going to take over for Aunt Rachel?" Well, I said, I don't think you need to worry about that. Rachel's going to do a lot better than I ever have, and there's going to be a lot bigger business here, so there'll be room for all of you. So it looks like it's going to continue on for a few more generations. I think mankind has really messed up his idea of stewardship over the environment. It looks to me like global warming is a real reality and we're facing new challenges. It's really frightening, some of the things that are happening. You know, normal tide is down there to where you can see the seaweed comes in, but you can see the last big storm surge we had. It came right in right up to here. I think we really all, as a people of the world, need to look at what we're doing and make some drastic changes. People say, well, what can I do? I'm just one person. But if every one person does a little bit, it'll make a big change.